When you got in, were you immediately spooked?
I was very proud of how brave I was. Hi everybody, my name's Malika.
And I'm Zach.
And this is day 13 of Travels with Hyper.
We are at NETHERWORld Studios, which is like a haunted house, escape room, laser tag, immersive experience. I can't wait to show you. Let's check it out. So cool.
Awesome, I love that.
Oh, yeah. So we're really excited to head out to NETHERWORld, but as we were on our way to NETHERWORld, I realized that we had forgot our GoPro at Blue Whale Studios.
Yeah, that's on you, dude.
That's on me.
You're supposed to keep track of the equipment.
I'm in charge of equipment, so I had to drop you and Lucas off and rush to Blue Whale to pick up our GoPro. What did I miss, Malika?
You missed the fantabulous introduction to Max and Ben, the father-son duo of NETHERWORld. They are amazing, and you know what? They are D&D nerds, and they are tech nerds, and they're our kind of people.
My kind of people.
Yeah.
D&D and tech nerds?
We've done a lot of things over the long years. Both a haunted attraction, we do escape games, we have a laser tag arena.
I do a lot of the tech stuff here at the Haunted House, special effects, and kind of work on everything.
So right off the bat, when you got in, were you immediately spooked? Because you get spooked real easy.
Yes, I love art, I love design, I hate the spoopy, and I was very proud of how brave I was.
Just gonna show you.
I hate that! I hate it! Oh! I knew that was gonna happen, and it still got me.
So I showed up not too long after that you got done with the whole bookshelf area.
Yeah.
I missed a little bit, but I got there pretty quick.
Well, thank God you were there to save me.
Save you?
Yeah, from the spoopies.
Do you really think I help keep you less scared?
Well, you're twice as big as me, so you're just a big old meat shield I can hide behind.
I'm your meat shield.
Yeah.
So then we headed into the House of Creeps, which was just like a bunch of different rooms.
It's a museum.
It's like a museum.
It's a legit museum.
Yeah, they had like a whole bunch of old witches.
These are a really old piece. They're probably, I don't know, close to 20 years old.
What?
And only 3 of these were ever made.
I know that there was like the big clown it monster
Yes.
that I stood underneath.
Yes.
Don't look now, bro, but
There were some really cool old movie props, like stuff from Zombieland. There was just some of the best looking, absolutely most terrifying costume work.
These are all characters from NETHERWORLD's history. Some of them are icons.
The Tin Man is awesome.
Yeah, it was actually made for a movie called Heartless. It was a take on The Wizard of Oz. We used this armor in the show for years. This is the Mangler. He's one of our main icon characters. He's sort of the icon character for the darker side of our attraction. This is a Primordial Guardian from Primal Scream, which is sort of nature versus monsters in the world. This is the Abomination. It's a full creature suit. It's fiberglass armor.
But not too far into that little tour, Max pointed out a little figure off in the corner.
Oh, he was so good, and it was so creepy because he didn't look at me. Suddenly this person I've just met is just like that way, and I'm like, no, don't do that! Why'd you do that? No, why'd you do that? Oh my gosh!
And I think it just makes you realize like they're really good at
They're
design.
masters, and you know, you say props and costumes, but they're really spoopy sculptures.
They know they're leading you through experience. They know where you're gonna walk, how you're gonna turn. When you're done reading this, your eye goes up here.
Yeah.
And when your eye follows and there's a shadow,
Yeah.
you might look for what's inside that shadow because you know you're there to
Yeah.
look for the scary. So after that, they showed us how their queue system works. During COVID, obviously, they had to make a ton of changes.
Yeah, so that people could socially distance.
We have a little display, maintain social distancing. So here's 6 feet between our 2 monsters to kind of give a visual representation of what's going on.
They showed us this giant column room with some really cool old stuff. Everything in there looked like something out of one of my favorite sci-fi movies.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, they could not show us on camera their actual spooky experience, the haunted house tour. They couldn't do it, and I understand. I was sad, but I can't wait someday
Yeah.
to make it.
But you know, it's really like you can't capture that kind of thing on camera. You really gotta be there. You gotta smell it, you gotta hear it, you gotta not taste it, but touch it maybe.
But because we couldn't go through there, they still wanted to show us some of the cool stuff they'd built. So they took us out to the Midway area where they had all of their different animatronic shows set up. And I tell you, I got really excited.
This is an animatronic show
Oh,
that we
nice.
have for our guests, which Max put together. So this pumpkin guy sings and dances and moves around, as does this witch. We also have this bat and this cat that also sing. You can see kind of in the back there, all the valves and the controller.
Almost all of our characters use compressed air to move. So they're all pneumatic tube lines, and we have an air compressor system that feeds 150 psi.
Wow.
So it's similar to hydraulics, except it just is the compressed air that we breathe every day.
They're tech nerds, which
They're
is so
huge
cool.
tech nerds, and they showed me their control modules and where they bought them from and how they learned how to program. And I'm just sitting there like, I could figure this out.
Yeah, I'm like, I
we
have
could
an air
use this.
compressor. How can we use
I
this
know.
on our Twitch
I was like,
channel?
we have
Yeah.
one in our studio here. We could probably figure out how to maybe create an animatronic creature that comes up behind players and stuff like that.
And it was such a joy to spend time with artists that are so passionate.
They were so passionate. They think so much about your experience as you're waiting in line, as you've just got done with the tour, what you're expecting from them. Now, we also saw in that area that they had to close down a lot of their attractions in the Midway Zone because of COVID. It's really interesting as we're on this trip across the country to see how people are adapting, how they're evolving, and how they're surviving. And these guys seemed like they had it figured
Yeah.
out, but it was really sad to see how much stuff they had to not use.
Yeah, and they really had to cut capacity.
But after they got done showing us Midway, they also showed us this other really interesting aspect of what they've been doing to try to adapt moving forward, which was laser tag. We ended in a draw because Malika had hers on a hat and the brim was not allowing me to shoot her.
That's not true.
That's exactly what
That's
happened.
not true.
We got video
Maybe
footage. We
I
have
a
video.
decent shot.
We have video record of your performance.
I think no. Yeah.
And then I noticed a couple people in the chat room also pointed out, they're like, oh, Malika's brim was covering her,
Oh,
so you
okay.
couldn't shoot her.
Yeah, well, maybe I have a pro strat there.
That's not strat, that's cheating. After that, we talked a little bit more to Ben, and he gave us some updates on the area and kind of their struggles and just what it was like creating something like this in Atlanta. And I will remember Ben and Max for the rest of my life. I hope I get to go back sometime soon and actually check out the haunted house.
Yeah, I felt really sad that we couldn't go and actually experience the award-winning haunted house. I mean, so many artists, designers, engineers have built such an incredible place, and I really hope that I get to do it one day before I,
So if you ever make it down to Atlanta, you have to stop at Netherworld. If you want to see our full 2 hours at Netherworld, check out the description below, click on over to the Twitch VODs, because there's so much there. We had to condense this down a lot.
And if you've been enjoying Travels with Hyper on our YouTube channel, make sure you turn on the notification bell, hit that sub button, give us a thumbs up, and leave a comment about your favorite spooky moment.
Keep joining us on adventures as we go in search of America. Goodbye.
Bye!
Oh my gosh, that is incredible.
The best